All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce the starters at this time for today's sectional championship contest, beginning with Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger Lady Saints. Scratch that. We will first do the national anthem prior to announcing the starter and lineup. So at this time, would everyone please stand? Face the flag. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now the starters for the Bishop Dwenger Lady Saints.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Class 22 2A Soccer Championship, the Girls Soccer Championship. The boys' game is set to follow this one. I'm Thad Goff, bringing the broadcast here on SummitCitySports.com, being streamed over YouTube and Facebook and Twitter as well. Hunter Sossenheimer is my camera operator, and again, this is Columbia City taking on Bishop Dwenger. Now, Bishop Dwenger, they won their sectional semifinal game, or their semi-state game, I should say, by a score of 6-0 coming into this one. They look to move on to the sectional championship. Both these teams, of course, looking to move on to the sectional championship. And, of course, we've got the girls and the boys. The boys' game is Class 3A. This game is part of the Class 2A playoffs.
Number 21, Grace Hine.
They're introducing the starting lineups right now. Bishop Dwenger knocked off Garrett to get here. Columbia City, they won a close one against Concordia Lutheran. Final score of that game was 2-1.
Number 1 at goalkeeper, Haley Scheidler. Number 5, Caitlin Bollinger.
No doubt it has been a quality season for Bishop Dwenger this year.
Number 7, Courtney Tobin.
They come into this game with a 12-1 overall record. Their league record is 7-0, not lost a single league game. While we have a chance, we'll get a word in from some of our sponsors before we get started. Get started here in just a moment. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's #1 automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, and reliable. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big-Eyed Fish. Well, the teams are just about to take the field. It looks like we're about ready to have the kickoff. We will get words in from those sponsors continually as the day goes on. But again, we've got back-to-back soccer here at Columbia City High School. Very nice field they have here at Columbia City High School. There's a lot of stadiums in the area and not only the Fort Wayne area but surrounding areas that use field turf for their football/soccer fields, which this field, of course, is used as a combination football and soccer field. That's become a little bit more of a trend lately in the SAC, although I'm not sure that all the teams use that. Although Bishop Dwenger, they use Shields Field for both football and soccer. They had been using it for soccer even before last year when the football team officially began playing there. Saints have broken the huddle. It looks like the Eagles are going to get the opening kickoff. So they'll start out with the ball looking to push it to their side of the field. This is Courtney Tobin who's going to put it in play. She's a midfielder and a forward, a junior on this Columbia City team. It's a good mix of juniors, seniors, sophomores, and freshmen on the varsity team for the Eagles. For the Saints, the same can be said. In fact, they've actually got quite the roster, quite a few players available, it looks like, and we are underway. Halferty kicks it backwards as Columbia City tries to get it into the Dwenger zone. The kick up ahead for Margot Keller, and a whistle will blow. Looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Eagles. This ball redirected out to the 41-yard line. A header there by Callie Burns, and it goes out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in for Columbia City. It's put in play. Dwenger trying to come up with it. Ava Slater was the one who had it moments ago. Now Dwenger has the possession very early on in the game. They play 2 40-minute halves for these high school games, and the kick over to the sideline. Ball goes out of play, and I think that was touched last by Columbia City. Yep, it's going to be a throw-in for the Saints. That was to Grace Hine on the throw-in. Grace Hine also on the gymnastics team at Bishop Dwenger. Saints still with possession, trying to get it back across midfield. And they do. Over to Lily Haraburda. Pass down the field, looking for Harkenrider. Harkenrider down there in the corner. Oh, very close to the line there was Haraburda. And that's going to be cleared out. It's looked like that ball went out before it got to the flag, so it'll just be a throw-in for the Saints. Haraburda puts it in play. I think that actually went off a Columbia City player, but now they take possession. It was kicked off the side of number 21, Grace Hine, and this ball will go out of bounds. Throw back in play. Slater had it for a moment, but it's taken away there by number 16, Elena Halferty. Halferty sends it across midfield, but there's only white jerseys there. The Saints all over that one. This one sent all the way into the box. Trying to run it down is Harkenrider, but it's scooped up and saved. Sending that one across midfield is Avery Leto. And whistles will blow. The player who was tripped there was number 3, Callie Burns. Kelly Burns leads the Saints with 12 goals on the season. If I'm not mistaken, she was one of the players who had a goal in the game against Garrett. Here's a chance for Dwenger. That one, though, goes off the foot of Harkenrider and out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Eagles. Bailey Schidler is the goalie for Columbia City, as the Eagles look to put this one in play. Harkenrider had a good chance there. This ball is sent out of bounds. Now, you're going to have a lot of that in soccer. I played middle school soccer, and it was obviously scoring goals is never an easy task in this game. Big field to work with, a lot of room to work with, and even though it's a big net that you're shooting at, not all your shots are going to come easy. And of course, those who play hockey, they're watching this saying, hey, our goalies have it the toughest. Excuse me, our shooters have it the toughest. Small crease to put it in. And of course, you got goalie blocking a whole bunch of the net in that particular sport. Back the other way comes Haraberta. That ball is deflected. Harkenrider has that one go off the foot of Kleinrichard. And this ball stays in play. It's Burns who comes up with it. Across, and there to defend it is Megan Baxter, and Baxter sends it toward the sideline. It's going to go out of play. Actually went over the head of a Columbia City player. Dwenger comes up with the ball. There's the cross. Goes back out of play. I think that was Columbia City who knocked it out, so Dwenger will keep possession. Avery Leto will look to put this one in play. And is that going to be a corner kick? Yes, it is. Callie Burns is going to take the corner kick. Again, she is the leading scorer on this Dwenger team and wastes no time putting it in play to Kleinrichard. Kleinrichard along that end line. Sends it out in front. The shot deflected and sent back out of play, and another corner kick coming up for the Cadets. Columbia City, of course, getting to play host to this soccer tournament. And, you know, with COVID-19, there's going to be some fairly sparse crowds, you would imagine, but even for restrictions that have been put in place because of COVID-19, quite a number of fans here. It looks like every other row is available in the stands just to try to promote social distancing. Kept alive by the Saints, but they work it backwards. There's the pass over to Slater. Slater sends it up the field. Burns trying to chase it down, and I think that's going to be a goal kick, and yes, it is. Two of the Saints players have scored in double figures coming into this game. I mentioned Callie Burns. She's the leading goal scorer with 12. The other is Leah Reese. She has scored 10 goals this season. Kept alive. Slater sends it up the field looking for Harkenrider. Cleared back out. Back down the field comes Burns. That was Aaron Burns, by the way. But here is Callie Burns on the far side, trying to keep it in play. She does. That ball's deflected, though. Good defensive play by the Eagles. And that was Avery Leto who had the ball, but I think overran it. She gets it back, though. It's a good job staying with the play. Up to Carly O'Leary. Slater gets it back on the pass from Grace Morris. Slater into the box, and that is going to be scooped up and saved by Bailey Schidler. I believe that was Haraberta who was down there with a chance to perhaps knock it in, but Schidler beat her to it. The throw-in goes right back out of bounds, and the Saints will take over. Haraberta the throw-in. Gets it to Kleinrichard, and a whistle is blown. So we put back in play by Tabitha Barkus, and Barkus will send this one up the field. Slater will chase that one down. And tripping up over the ball, I think that was Harkenrider. Check that, it's Burns, but either way, Dwenger gets the ball back. Dwenger had the ball quite a bit in Columbia City territory. Not the case this time, but they do get back across midfield, at least for a brief moment. Kept in play. This is Burns sending it up the field looking for Slater. Slater, perhaps with a chance. A long cross, and it's going to be knocked away by number 27. And a goal is scored. I believe it was number 6 for Bishop Dwenger who got the goal. Grace Morris able to put it in play. So Grace Morris knocks it in, and they lead it 1-0 in the early going. Back up the field. They get it across midfield, Columbia City does. Goes to Josephine Stinson, but taken away, and there's Morris again. She just had the goal, now looking to get it past everybody. She had Burns racing toward the ball. But it's going to be a throw-in here for the Saints. We've got 29-31 and counting to play here at Columbia City High School. Short throw-in. Sent into the box. Cleared back out, but there's Slater with the recovery, and she sends it. Looked like that went through the upright. Unfortunately, that doesn't count in this sport. That's the other type of football. The football that would have taken place last night. Of course, we are pleased to bring you SAC football as well as SAC soccer here on SummitCitySports.com. Won't be long before we get the winter sports season started with basketball and a little bit of hockey as well. Those games taking place on Wednesday nights. This ball headed out of bounds, and very patiently, Lily Haraberta waits for it to go out, but that one might be going the other way, and it is. Put in play by Baxter. Cleared back the other way by Carly O'Leary, but the Eagles come up with it again. Across midfield, and that one went a little bit too long for Cassidy Porter, and a throw-in coming for Dwenger. Dwenger gets this one across midfield. Gets away, but Burns is able to track it down. Right next to the box, defender on her, and it's stolen away. Into the box, looking for Morris. And Morris sends it wide, looking for Slater. Burns is there. She keeps it in play. But defender's right in front of Morris. That ball headed down the sideline. And there to get it is Carly O'Leary, but it's taken away. Courtney Tobin, the shot, and that's wide. So a goal kick coming up for the Saints. They lead it 1-0 with 27 flat left to play, and of course the clock is running. They only stop it for timeouts, halftime, and if the game should go into overtime, they'll stop it at the end of regulation. Well, our boys game featured a couple of teams, or will feature a couple of teams who won in shootouts in their previous games. More on that coming up. That one goes off the hand of Morris, and it looked like she was trying to get out of the way, but she is going to be called for the handball. Eagles looking to put it in play on the free kick. Into the box. And a whole bunch of white shirts are there. It's going to be scooped up and saved by the Saints. Over to Carly O'Leary. They get it across midfield. And they go for the takeaway there. And we get a foul against Dwenger. I think that was Harkenrider who got the call. Well, now Slater. Looks like she's having a conversation with the ref. Or no, the ref is actually trying to figure out where the ball needs to be placed. Madison Woodward will put it in play for the Eagles. They get it across midfield. Take away from behind. That was by Morris. Battle for the ball. Eventually set toward midfield by Kleinrichard. Arabuda was trying to keep it alive. They send it across midfield. Deflected, and that ball will go out of bounds, and it went over the fence. Some fans coming in. In fact, those might actually be players from the Homestead boys team. They'll be playing against Southside coming up in the boys sectional championship, part of Class 3A. And heading off the field, by the way, is McKenna Kleinrichard. Slater sends it up the field, gets it back. A shot, and that goes wide of the net. That went outside of the net. But it was deflected off of Columbia City, so it's going to be a corner kick. They get it in play. Morris across, loose ball, cleared out. And eventually taken away. This is Haraberta, and she goes down. A whistle blows. And I think we may have a free kick here. It is going to be a free kick for Bishop Dwenger. That's Aaron Burns who's setting up to put it in play. Her shot is saved. Right at Bailey Schidler. Slater brings it back. Send it back across midfield. This is Burns. She was chased briefly there by Courtney Tobin. And Burns sends it up the field. This for Callie Burns and has it knocked away. Good defensive play by the Eagles. Tabitha Barkis knocked it away. It does result in a corner kick, though. And check that, they're actually going to call that a goal kick instead. Madison Woodward will put it in play for the Eagles. She sends it up the field. That's deflected off the foot of Morris. Morris has the lone goal in this game. Here comes Slater down the field, across. The shot is in. That's a goal. And scoring the goal there was Ellen Hartzog. And Bishop Dwenger takes a 2-0 lead. So Bishop Dwenger with the 2 goals early in the first period. As we approach the midway point of the first period, we've got 21:44 to go. And goals scored, that's one of those few times where play is stopped in soccer. Otherwise, they only stop it for timeouts, injuries, end of period. As this ball goes out of bounds, it'll be a throw-in for the Saints. Haraberta puts it in play a little bit beyond the reach of Hartzog. And this one goes out of bounds off Columbia City again. This time it goes off of Dwenger. I think that was Hartzog who knocked it out. Knocked out of bounds there. I think that was Hartzog who knocked it out. Redirected back to the 40-yard line. Of course, not worried about yard lines in the game of soccer. Morris has it. She was the first goal scorer in this game. She and Hartzog have both found the net. Burns trying to keep it away. Go right back across midfield. Aaron Burns had it knocked away from her. Good job defensively there by Tobin. And Columbia City will get the throw in. Courtney Tobin will put it in play for the Eagles. Dwenger comes up with it. In a crowd there was Harkenrider. Burns trying to chase it down, but I think that ball's going to go out of bounds. No doubt about it. Burns gave it a good effort, but the kick was just a little bit too long for her to track down. Too strong on the kick. Morris couldn't track it down. And did that go out of bounds off of her? I think it did. I think they're calling it Columbia City's throw-in. Lila Chopson puts it in play, finds Tobin. One goes off the head of Margot Keller. And now whistles blow. I think we have a foul, and it's going the other way. Nope, it's Columbia City who's going to get the free kick. Coming close to the box. Redirected out of there, though, by Avery Leto. Good takeaway there. Madison Woodward with the takeaway. And very close to the box is a chance for Columbia City. The shot. And a nice stop there by Aaron Burns. They get it across midfield, but it's only red shirts there. As Tabitha Barkus chases it down. She sends it up the field to Burns. Burns. That one go off the head of a defender. And now Burns gets it to right about the edge of the box. And they clear it back out to Harkenrider. Harkenrider, a long shot, but that goes wide. It's going to be a goal kick for Columbia City. I believe that's Marta Stender who's going to put it in play. She's a freshman. She wears number 4. That one goes off the foot of Harkenrider. Trying to clear 2 defenders, finds Burns. Burns sends it backwards. And a chance for Dwenger, a header, and that will dribble into the net. Leah Reese. Leah Reese, who had 10 goals coming into this game, she gets her 11th of the season, and the Saints have the 3-0 lead.
By number 7, Leah Reese. Winger 3, Columbia City 0.
And that one is worth another look on the Traction AP replay. Do that right now as Columbia City tries to sort things out. There, Reese gets the head on it. The goalie gets a head on it too, Schidler, but it just dribbles in, and Reese comes up with her 11th goal of the season. Trying to get back across the timeline across midfield is Burns. I'm already in basketball form. And basketball season hasn't started yet. My apologies there, folks. I did a lot of AAU games this past summer and early into the fall as well. I hope not to make that mistake again, but there is somewhat of a reason for making it just this once. Madison Woodward puts it across midfield, close to the box. Loose ball inside the box, and this is going to be brought back up the field. Emma Farrar was racing there down the field, and it's going to be a throw-in for Columbia City. Megan Baxter will put it in play. Into Elena Halferty, and Halferty could not keep it in play. Players are still going, but the official was signaling that it was out of bounds and Dwenger's throw-in. But now we are back in play. Dwenger with it back in their own box. Tried to get it across midfield to Farrar. A good job coming from behind. I think that was Harkenrider who helped get that steal. Back down the field, a couple players collide. Kept alive by Kelly Connolly. Harkenrider has it knocked away, and this one goes out of bounds. Dwenger ball. Back up the field. Trying to chase it down is Farrar. She keeps it in play. The cross, and it's deflected out of the box and kept alive for a brief moment. Still a chance, though, for Dwenger, but it's cleared out by Columbia City. Aaron Burns has it along the sideline. Burns pushing down that sideline. She's got Tobin on her. Harkenrider going for the takeaway. Dwenger gets it back. That one goes off the foot of a defender, and Dwenger will take over. Went off the foot of Megan Baxter, and Kelly Connolly will put it in play for the Saints. Redirected back the other way by Ellen Hartzog, and this one goes across midfield. Tobin pushing down the sideline with now two defenders on her and taken away. But we got a foul. And a free kick coming up for Columbia City. As we approach 12 minutes to go in this first half, Dwenger with the 3-0 lead. Grace Morris, Ellen Hartzog, and Leah Reese have all found the net, but Columbia City with a chance here, and a leaping save. I think that was Cecilia Garrett with the save there for Dwenger. And back across across midfield. This is Barkus. It's knocked away. And it's scooped up and saved by Bailey Schidler. She'll roll this one out to the near side for Baxter. Baxter has it taken away by Harkenrider. Here comes Burns across midfield. Sends it over to Harkenrider. Leah Reese chases it down. The cross. Harkenrider the shot and saved. She put it right on Bailey Schidler. And Schidler able to get the save. Still a 3-0 lead, though, for Dwenger. Loose ball. And that one might have been touched while it was in play. That's going to be a handball. Kelly Connolly was picking that ball up, perhaps because she thought it had rolled out of bounds. But instead, the ball was on the line. And in soccer, if the ball's on the line, it's still in play. If it goes past the line, it's out. That's different in different sports, of course. In soccer and in volleyball, on the line is in. Basketball and football, on the line is out. In baseball, it depends. Tobin sends it toward the box. Stinson going for it. She goes down. There was Keller going for it. Back over to Tobin. Tobin, a defender closing in, and it's taken away. Looked like Isabel Sherman was the one who got the steal. And this ball rolls out of bounds. Chased down and knocked out of bounds. Lila Chopson knocked it out of play. There's the throw in. Dwenger with possession of the ball. And that one goes out. It'll roll all the way to the drinking fountain. And a throw-in coming up for Dwenger. That's redirected there by Keller. And this one goes out of bounds. That's going to be a corner kick. And it looks like Leah Reese will take the kick. Into the box, looking for the header. Ball is loose. Do we have a foul in the box? Whistle blew before that shot was taken, so the goal doesn't count. Looks like it's on Dwenger, so a free kick coming up for the Eagles. They send it up the field. That ball is deflected. Up the field they go for Keller. Keller sends it back. And that one's knocked out of bounds by Connolly. And a throw-in coming up. Whistles blow as Caitlin Bollinger had put that in play. Looks like she'll be subbed out. And another throw-in coming for the Eagles. Elena Halferty will put it in play. They try to get it up the field. And here's Reese, who comes up with a loose ball, looking to push down the sideline. And here's a chance perhaps for Dwenger, although coming out of the box was Schidler, and contact is made, but Schidler comes up with the ball. Taken away from behind. Good play there by Faith Lewis. That's kicked away, though, from Reese. Columbia City has it. They get close to midfield. Reese able to cut off Keller, and this ball goes out of bounds. Throw-in coming up for the Saints. Pass goes a little far, and a header out of bounds. Chopson trying to chase it down. The ball went out of play. It's out of bounds off of Dwenger. A throw kick coming for the Eagles. We got 5.5 minutes left to play here in this first half. They play 2 40-minute halves here in high school soccer in the state of Indiana. That's Tobin who has the ball. She sends it across midfield. Connolly is there. She sends it back across midfield. Taken away there. A good play by McKenna Kleinrichard. And this ball goes out of bounds. That was close to making it a 4-0 game. That one goes off the foot of Lewis, and that's Elena Halferty. Faith Lewis plays for Dwenger. She wears the same jersey number, though. Sherman sends it across midfield. Madison Straub will knock that one out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Saints. Here's Lewis. Had the ball deflected, and Lewis keeps it alive. That one's deflected, trying to come back the other way. And this one goes almost out of bounds, saved by the Saints. And here comes a throw-in for Columbia City. And that one will go out of bounds. Back down the field, that's redirected by O'Leary. Good job keeping that one alive by Isabel Sherman. Schidler kicks it up the field, finds Halferty, and Halferty with a little backward pass there. Sherman gets it across midfield. And it will be Dwenger ball. Kicked away there. Good job defensively by Josephine Stinson. Here's the shot. Oh, deflected. Getting in the way was Harkenrider. Or check that. That's actually number 2, Carly O'Leary, who got in the way. Good job to redirect that ball away from the net. Now, the ball hadn't traveled a long distance, though. We do have a free kick coming up here for Dwenger. Sherman will put it in play. A short kick over to the opposite side of the field. And that one will stay in play. Leah Reese keeps it alive. Sent back the other way by the Eagles. Hines sends it across midfield. That's redirected to the sideline and out of bounds. So a throw-in coming up for Dwenger. Columbia City's about to put it in play, but not sure Madison Straub saw the official signaling it's Dwenger's throw-in. Now players tangle with each other. That's going to be Dwenger ball again. This time, a free kick coming up for the Saints. So they did call a foul there. I believe this is Kleinricher to take the kick. Sends it into the box. There's a chance. And whistles blow. I think they called the foul on Bishop Dwenger. That was close to being a handball. Keller got her arm up there and almost touched it, but apparently she did not touch it. O'Leary sends it back up the field, taken away by Halferty. Halferty trying to keep it in play, and she does. A little bit past Josephine Stinson, though. This ball headed toward the end line, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds. Tobin was running in to try and perhaps send that toward the net. Another one that was close to a kickball. Halferty had it for a moment, and then Connolly comes up with a takeaway. Baxter has to go off the foot of one of the Saints players, and then that's cleared out of bounds, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. Bishop Dwenger leads it 3-0 over Columbia City at halftime. We will be back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
We have to do this. A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere.
A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Do you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
We are at halftime here at Columbia City High School. Let's go in and get a word from some of the rest of our sponsors here on SummitCitySports.com that allow us to come out and do these games that we get to do. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Our players are equipped with elite level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. A system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. El Azteca Mexican Restaurant has recipes that are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit elaztecarestaurant.com. That's elaztecarestaurant.com. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by the Blaze Pizza. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in the new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral needed, saving you time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. Well, a 3-0 lead for Bishop Dwenger as we are at halftime here at Columbia City High School. They lead the host Columbia City Eagles. The goals have been scored by the likes of Grace Morris, Ellen Hartzog, and Leah Reese. And Leah Reese, that goal she scored was her 11th goal of the season. And we will show it to you here on the Traction AP replay. Here's another look at it. Reese heads it. It was also headed by the goalie Bailey Schidler, but it dribbles into the net, and Leah Reese takes the goal, 11th goal of the season for her, and it's a 3-0 lead for Dwenger at halftime. That's where we stand. We'll be back in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Well, we're coming up on 30 seconds before we get the second half underway. Go ahead and get in one more word from one of our sponsors. Our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine, of course. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to ParkviewSportsMedicine.com. Well, the Saints are now back out onto the field, and now the Eagles are coming back out as well. Eagles got the opening kickoff. It looks like it'll be Dwenger to get the second half kickoff.
Until we're able to announce our sectional champion again, the winner of this sectional will head to Marion.
You just got the announcement. The winner of this sectional heads to Marion for regionals. It'll either be Bishop Dwenger or Columbia City. And again, boys soccer comes your way next. And that'll be in the Class 3A as Southside takes on Homestead. The two teams will switch sides and operate in the other direction. Sent backwards to Avery Lido. Lido looking to send it up the field. And they get it over to Callie Burns. Burns sends it across midfield. And that one goes off the foot of Burns. Or did it? I thought it did. Now they're saying Dwenger throw in. That one goes a little bit beyond the reach of Klein Richard, and this one is out of bounds. Going to be a corner kick, and Burns wastes no time getting that one to Klein Richard. And this one is cleared out by Columbia City. Still a chance for Concordia, or for Dwenger, I beg your pardon, but it goes out of bounds. There's a lot going on there. I'll show it to you here on the Traction AP replay as we have just a brief moment to do so. Again, Dwenger wasted no time getting that ball in play. Looked like this ball was going to go in, but Columbia City was able to redirect it back out. We have a whistle blown here. And a goal kick coming up for the Eagles. It was Madison Woodward with the kick, but this one is headed out of play and will go out of play. That one went right past Carly O'Leary. Looked like she had a chance to come up with a ball. And we're going to get a foul from behind called on Grace Morris, as Elena Halferty was the one who went down. And a free kick coming up for the Eagles. This is Madison Woodward to take the kick. Sends it deep into the box. Header over the net. That was a chance for the Eagles to get on the board, but it's going to be a goal kick for the Saints. I think that was Tobin who took the header there. And this one is headed out of play right to the Dwenger bench. Dwenger's coached by head coach James McKegg. Columbia City is coached by head coach Mike Cotter. This ball is taken away. I believe that was Slater with the takeaway. Back down the other way comes Dwenger. Looking to get it to the sideline. Looking for Burns, and it's kicked away from her. There were two defenders right in front of her. Madison Straub was one of them. Up the field, and this one's redirected back the other way. And now whistles blow. I think we may get an offsides call here. And here's a free kick coming up for Madison Woodward. And she sends it over the Dwenger bench and bounces over the fence as well. Dwenger gets it across the timeline, and this one goes out of bounds off of Columbia City. Trying to get it to Evelyn Harkenrider. That ball goes over her head on the throw-in. Harkenrider still with a chance at it. And Tobin kicks it off the foot of a Dwenger player. I think she kicked it off of Grace Hines' foot. And the Eagles will come right back the other way. And a whistle blows. Looks like we'll be going back the other way. Kicked in the air by Slater. And Morris had it for a moment. Now it's Slater trying to get it to Burns in the box. She's past the defender. Burns has it knocked away. And who touched that one last? Looks like it's going to be, should be either a corner or a goal kick. And now they are going to say goal kick for Columbia City. To say that the ball apparently landed out of bounds before it was touched by Schidler. Here's Harkenrider along the sideline. Slater comes up with the ball. And that's cleared back the other way. Taken away here. And the Saints come back up with it. Morris across midfield. Sends it up the field. That one sent back over to Kayla Dillon. That one goes off the foot of number 27, Lila Chopson. This ball's still in play. Columbia City with the possession. Over to Straub. Straub has it taken away by Burns, and Burns gets it across the timeline. She's got Kleinrichert wide open. Kleinrichert makes a move to the inside. Her shot, it's a goal. Nothing lead. McKenna Kleinrichert becomes the fourth Dwenger Saint to score in this game, and they lead it 4-0 over Columbia City. Columbia City gets this one across midfield. And out of bounds, it'll be a throw-in for the Saints. Over to Lido. Lido keeps the ball alive. Looking for Burns. They send it across midfield. And now a whistle blows. I think we might have an offsides call. Madison Woodward to take the free kick. That ball gets deflected and redirected to the net, but saved. Back the other way come the Saints, and that's stolen away briefly, though. Saints get it back. Here's a chance for Dwenger. They race down the field. Ball's taken away. Harkenrider comes up with it right next to the edge. Across, looking for Morris. And scooped up and saved by Schidler. Big save for the Eagles. And this ball will go out of bounds. Another one out of bounds. This throw-in will go to Dwenger. Cross midfield, Columbia City comes up with it, looking to push. Cross over to Bollinger. Get it up the field. That's going to be scooped up and saved by the keeper, as Kayla Dillon was chasing after that one. Burns feeds this one over to Hine. That's very close to the sideline, but Dwenger keeps the ball in play for the moment. And here comes Harkenrider with the ball, looking to push. Got defenders all in front of her. Back to Morris, trying to get it up ahead to Harkenrider. Harkenrider with a chance. Harkenrider the shot, and it's wide. Schidler got just enough of a piece of that one to redirect it away from the goal. That was looking like it was maybe going to trickle in like an earlier goal that we saw from Leah Reese. But it was not the case. Schidler with a fine play, and we'll give you one more look at it here on the Traction AP replay. Harkenrider made a couple of nice moves. Gets it off, and had just enough of a piece of that one from Schidler to keep it from going in. Meanwhile, we had, I believe, a foul call. Free kick coming up for the Saints. Ref's trying to make sure everybody gets set in the right place. Puts it down. And a good job coming from behind to get that one by Madison Woodward. But it's knocked away, kept in play though, and Woodward sends it back the other way, but that's taken from behind. I believe that was Aaron Burns. And Burns racing down the sideline. Sends it into the box. Looking for the cross to Morris, and it's scooped up by Schidler. Schidler sends it back down the field. That pass goes too high. And Grace Hine was able to find it. Over to Carly O'Leary. Has it knocked away. Tobin going after the ball. Across, scooped up and saved. Kept in play by the Saints. Here's a chance. Good move there. I believe that was Harkenrider. And this one's knocked out of play. That one was kicked a long way over the fence over there, and we'll have a corner kick. Looks like Callie Burns is going to take the kick. And she wastes no time getting it in play. Back over to Burns. Burns into the box, and that's going to go wide of the net. Kept in play briefly by the Saints. Coming over to get it is Avery Leto. She sends it across the field. Over to Burns. Check that, that's O'Leary. This is Morris going after the ball now, and it's kicked away from her. Looking to chase it down is Aaron Burns, and she sends it to the sideline. That's going to stay in play. Schindler will scoop this one up. Sent back into the box. Here's a chance, but this one's going to be scooped up and saved. Taken away here by Columbia City. Here's a chance. Tobin with the shot, and that is wide of the net. That hit the outside part of the goal. Well, she was trying to curl it back in, and she did curl it in, but didn't hit the right spot. Didn't curl it into the net. She curled it in towards the net, but like I said, it hit outside the goal. 4-0 remains the score. The Saints pitched a shutout in their last game, a win over Garrett. And I think the goalkeeper's shoe came untied. That's the reason for the stoppage in play. That'll go out of bounds. Throw into Tobin. It gets past her. And here comes Morris back the other way. She's got Burns up ahead. She'll take the shorter pass, and she finds number 9, Hartzog. Hartzog has a goal in this game. Here comes Harkenrider. Here's a chance. Reese is out in front of everybody. Harkenrider has it, and she scores. Harkenrider puts it in, and we got a 5-0 lead for Bishop Dwenger as they try to move on to regionals at Marion. Well, they're coming off a blowout win over Garrett, Bishop Dwenger is, and they've ridden that momentum into this game. They won that one 6-0 over Garrett, and now they look to to ride even more momentum into Marion when regionals come around. Kick it up the field. And a player goes down. I think that was number 16, Elena Halferty. It's going to be a free kick for the Eagles. That's taken away. Dwenger looks to come back the other way. Here's Reese. Ball gets deflected. Halferty kicks it back up the field. And going down there, looks like it's going to be a direct kick. A direct kick for Columbia City. I think they got O'Leary for the foul. And it's going to be Tobin who takes the free kick. Or maybe not a direct kick. They're going to let Dwenger set up the wall of defenders. as Tobin gets set to take the kick. Tobin's shot is saved. Diving save for Dwenger. I think that was Cecilia Garrett who got the save. And it remains a 5-0 lead for Bishop Dwenger. Oh, taken away from behind by Megan Baxter. And now a whistle blows and a free kick coming up for the Eagles. Cassidy Porter will take the kick. Redirected, this one goes out of bounds. Corner kick coming up for Columbia City. Subs will come into the game for both teams. It's put in play. There's a chance, but redirected out by Slater. Sent back into the box. Check that away from the box, and that one will go out. That's going to be a goal kick for the Saints. That's deflected over to Reese, and whistles will blow this dead. There's a free kick coming up for Madison Woodward. We've got just over 19 minutes to play in regulation. A 5-0 lead for Bishop Dwenger, and Woodward's shot headed into the box. A header back out of the box, and Reese will chase this one down. Reese keeps it in play for the moment. Nice stop there. And a change in direction to keep the ball in play. Sent up to Hartzog, and it's knocked away from her. And whistles will blow. Not sure if we got a foul from behind or what, but it's going to be a free kick on Dwenger. A cut to the inside. Sent back up the field. Harkenrider going after it, but there's Schindler. She's got a beat on the ball, and she'll scoop it up. That's almost taken away. Kelly Connolly was able to get a foot on the ball. Taken away again by Halferty. Halferty sends it across midfield, but that one is going out of play. And a throw-in coming up for the Saints. Connolly's going to be the one to put it in play. She gets it in. Back to Connolly. Little backwards pass there. Going to chase it down, meanwhile, was Stinson. Up to Connolly and taken away by Caitlin Bollinger. Halferty sends it up the field. Bollinger chasing after it, but there is O'Leary to grab the ball before she gets there. O'Leary sends it up the field, trying to get it to Reese, and that's taken away by Halferty. Reese with the steal. Check that. That was Lito with the steal. Back the other way comes Harkenrider. Harkenrider trying to make a move, loses the ball, gets it back. And that's going to go out of bounds. A quick throw in there by Connolly. Taken away by Slater. She finds Reese up the field. Back over to Slater, off her foot, and Slater redirects that one. Another one redirected, that time by Avery Lito. And here's Aaron Burns sending it up the field. That one goes out of bounds. Subs will come into the game for both teams. Tobin keeps control of the ball. Has a defender right on her, taken away from behind, and that one stays in play. They send it up the field. That one's going out of bounds, or is it? It is. I think that was Kayla Dillon trying to chase down the loose ball. Going to stay in play for the time being. And that one goes out. We get a whistle blown. This one's knocked out of bounds. Looks like it's going to stay with Dwenger. Less than 15 minutes to go here in regulation. A 5-0 lead for Bishop Dwenger. They scored 3 goals in the first half, 2 here in the second half. Each goal has been scored by a different Saint. And here's Tobin with a defender right on her. She gets it across midfield. Aaron Burns trying to chase it down. And she does get to it. Deflected around. Back across midfield. Going for the takeaway was Stinson. Still in play. And a chance perhaps for Columbia City. There's a ball sent into the box, but it's going to be scooped up and saved by Garrett. And now here's another chance for the Eagles. The shot by Halferty, and that's scooped up again. Ball is loose, and I think we had a foul call there, kind of a late call, but it's going to go against the Eagles. They get this one across midfield, and Reese trying to chase it down. It's cleared out of the box. That was Madison Woodward who knocked it out of play. Harkenrider sends it up in the air. Reese redirects that one. A shot and a save. Well, two-handed overhand grab by Schidler to prevent the goal on the shot by Emma Farrar. And that one is going to go out of bounds. A throw-in coming up for the Saints. Connolly sends it across midfield. Send it up the field, and a whistle will blow. That's going to be offsides on Dwenger. Back across midfield. Off the head of Burns, and Burns will let that one roll. It went off of her head, and now she sends it out of play. Perhaps content to let a little bit more time tick off the clock, as we've now got 10.5 left to play. And again, coming up at about 7 o'clock tonight, we'll have the boys' sectional championship in one of the Class 3A brackets. That's going to be Southside taking on Homestead. Throw into Tobin. And it's out of play. Back to Columbia City. Tobin with a long kick. And it's out of bounds. That one goes off the back of the net. Redirected by Dwenger. Loose ball. Sent up to Halferty. Halferty able to get away from the defender, Lido. Sends it into the box, and that's going to be kind of saved. Now it is saved by Cecilia Garrett. Redirected the other way. Tobin sends it up the field. Looking for the header. That one goes off of Keller, and it'll go out of play. Deflected back the other way, and now here comes Harkenrider. Sends it up the field, looking for Callie Burns. She's past everybody, but I think she's going to be whistled for offsides. Well, the Dwenger fans who are here, they didn't like that call. But it's going to give the ball back to Columbia City nonetheless. Madison Woodward to put it in play. That's a long kick. That's deflected briefly there by Keller. Go right back out to Chopson. Back over to Halferty. Halferty makes a move up the field. That ball's deflected around. Still bouncing. And sent back across midfield. I believe that's Megan Guzne who comes up with the ball. Guzne number 5. Pass to the outside. Conley chasing after it. Takes the shot. Redirected out of there. And knocked out of bounds by Morris. Put back in play. They find Keller. Here's Halferty. Makes a move to the inside. Back to Keller. Sent backwards looking for Schindler. Redirected the other way. Farrar was in position she could have gone after that, but at this point, Bishop Dwenger might just be trying to milk the clock down. Kept in play by Porter, and we have whistles, and it's going the other way. Sent back the other way. Coming to get it there was number 6, Grace Morris, and the ball goes out of bounds. And Connolly will put it in play. Very close to the sideline, but she gets it back into Reese. This one's knocked out of bounds, and another throw-in coming. Conley puts it in play. Trying to get it to Morris. Morris going for the takeaway. She's got it. Up ahead to Burns. Isabel Sherman trying to chase that one down, and that's redirected the other way by the Eagles. Pass back outside. There's the shot, and that is too high. Columbia City trying to get on the board there and avoid the shutout, but that remains intact with 4:24 and the clock running. And a player goes down. We're going to have a whistle. That was Farrar who went down trying to head the ball. Looked like she was knocked down, and that's a quick kick, but the ref is going to stop that. A kick over to Connolly. And Connolly sent that one out of play. Connolly sends it back up the field. Looking for Burns, and this one's redirected the other way. Hartzog battling with it. Over to Burns. Aaron Burns sends it up the field and gets it to Callie Burns. Burns going for the takeaway. And there's a chance as they had originally gotten that ball to Josephine Stinson. But now Morris takes it away. It's deflected. Back across midfield. Going to chase it down, meanwhile, is Burns, and she does, but she knocks it out of bounds. And that's got to be a goal kick. That one went off of Burns. It's clear as day that went off of her. Free kick coming up. And this one gets across midfield. Morris redirects it over to Hartzog. Taken away by Sherman. This ball kicked around several times, and now eventually Dwenger does come up with it. They barely get it up to Burns. Burns racing past the defenders, coming up on 1 minute to play. Burns with the cross, and that one a little bit too far. It goes out of bounds, and that will allow the clock to continue to run. It'll be a goal kick for Columbia City. And briefly stop the clock with 51.4 to go. That ball's deflected. And this one is going to go out of bounds. They get it across midfield. That's redirected back the other way. In a battle for the ball, it's going to be Dwenger who comes up with it. Back to Morris. Connolly comes back across midfield. Trying to find Burns. That's redirected back the other way across midfield. And that's going to be the end of the game. Bishop Dwenger wins this one by a final score of 5-0. Back-to-back shutouts for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. They had beaten Garrett 6-0 in the game just before this one, and today they beat Columbia City 5-0. We will take a quick break and come back in just a moment to recap what took place right in front of us. You're watching Sectional Soccer here on SummitCitySports.com.
Sports Club, Fort Wayne's premier multi-sport facility and home to Empowered Volleyball Academy. With the deepest and most experienced coaching staff in the region, we've had a 100% college recruiting success rate for the last 6 years. Be sure to register for upcoming tryouts at our regular location and our new satellite program, Empowered OVC. If you're looking for a place where you can not only play volleyball, but call home, look no further than Empowered.
5-0 Bishop Dwenger defeats Columbia City here at Columbia City High School. They are the champions of Sectional 22 in Class 2A, and Dwenger will go on to play in Marion for regionals. Their season continues for Columbia City. Their season is done. Bishop Dwenger scored 3 goals in the first half, 2 goals in the second half. The first goal was scored by Grace Morris. The second goal after that was scored by Ellen Hartzog, and then it was Leah Reese who had the goal moments later to make it 3-0. And one of the goals here in the second half would end up being scored by Evelyn Harkenrider. That was one of 2 goals scored here in the second half. I believe it was Kelly Connolly who got the other one. But in the end, it is Bishop Dwenger who wins this one by a final score of 5-0. So they'll have a talk with head coach James McKegg and celebrate this sectional championship and move on to regionals. And meanwhile, here on Summit City Sports, we've got boys soccer coming up very shortly. That game starts at 7 o'clock. It's Homestead taking on Southside. So for my cameraman, Hunter Sossenheimer, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Columbia City. Back for the boys game in just a moment. You've been watching girls high school soccer on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.